Alright guys, it's Miss Lechner again. I've casted on a good bit of stitches, as you can see right here. I'm going to cast on one more stitch. I'm going to get my fingers between the yarn, grab the two tails that are hanging down, open my fingers up, and bring the yarn back down by these fingers on my left hand. I'm going to pick one up, the first one up, pick up the third one, bring it through, drop it, and tighten it up just a little bit. Now you'll drop your tails, your two ends. You'll have the skein yarn in the back always, and the tail yarn always in the front. You're going to turn your knitting needle around, and now you'll have your skein yarn in the front and your tail yarn in the back. I like to slide my stitches up a little bit closer to the tip, but it's dangerous because you might lose your stitches off of the front. So you have to be careful, and it's not really the best thing that I like to knit this way, because you bunch your stitches up, and but I do it this way, but it's not exactly perfect way to knit. You're going to grab your needle with your fingers like this and hold it so it's comfortable to you. And then you're going to pick up your second needle, and how you knit, you'll have your skein yarn to the front. You'll slide your needle into the front of that stitch, and then you kind of rest your needle on your stomach and then hold it with this, and you'll take the skein yarn from the front and your tail yarn still in the back, and you'll wrap this around your back needle, and then you're going to slide your back needle down behind your front the straight needle until you have it in front of that stitch, and then you'll slide this stitch off, and then you can tighten it up a bit. Take the skein yarn, and I kind of wrap it around my fingers like this, and slide your next stitch down. Pick up your stitch with the needle that's up and down. Take your skein yarn and wrap it around the up and down needle. Slide it back in front, back into the front, and slide it off. And then you'll tighten this up a bit. Grab your stitch in the front, circle this around, and you kind of pull it down so it's behind the needle. You can see it down here, so it's on this, whoop, pick those back up. Now see, you have your tail and your skein yarn. You want to make sure you get your tail yarn to the back still and down, and you're knitting with your skein yarn. Bring it around, and there, that's a better angle and shot. You can see that right there, down there. That's your skein needle that you're knitting with. You're going to slide your needle down to the front, and then you'll slide this whole stitch off of the horizontal needle. Go in the front, and you can feel it if you have you can see if you take the back or you go all the way through, you'll see it like this. But how you want to see your yarn is between those two stitches in the back, right there. You'll be between, not both stitches, but you're between that stitch. Circle this around, pull it down, slide your needle back through the front, and then slide it off. Grab your stitch in front, swing the yarn around, and slide it off. And now you're knitting, and you'll want to slide these back up a little bit so you don't get a great big gap between the two stitches. As you're a new knitter, you will get a big gap, and it gets bigger with each stitch. But as you get to be more experienced as a knitter, you won't have that big gap. So now we're knitting. That's all for now. Bye guys.